Hi Flosstube, how you guys doing? Lori here, also known as Sharky Stitcher on here and Instagram. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We talk about cross stitch and I tend to stitch a lot of aquatic things, hence the name. But if you tripped on this video, it's about cross stitching. We get a little bit nerdy. We go over our works in progress. We go over the stuff that we bought and all that fun stuff. So don't be afraid, come in, it's a good time. So anyways, hi guys, how you been? It's been a minute, as per usual. I do have some stuff to report though, which is funny because when I first thought of starting to film this video, I thought, I don't really have much to report. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. I finished 2 things. So I have 2 happy dances. So yay for that. But I wanted to go into something first, kind of off stitchy topic. It won't take too terribly long. And I do think it is a good topic to pay attention to. And that is those who are endowed with boobs, check them monthly, please. So yeah, I had a bit of a scare since I've seen you guys last. I'm okay, everything's cool, got everything very thoroughly poked and prodded and all that, and was given the all clear, so don't freak out. I'm not trying to alarm anybody, but I do want you guys to look out for yourselves because it's a good practice to get into. So yeah, I had to endure my first mammogram. I am over the age of 40. So it was time anyways, but you know, I found something that kind of made it like, okay, let's do it now kind of thing. I've been told by many people, oh, it's not that bad, but you know, I'm a fairly imaginative person, you know, and I'm like, it was pretty about as bad as I thought it was going to be, you know? So, and it was one of the things when I'm going through it, I'm like, I don't think men would tolerate this if we did things like this to them. I don't think they could. And she had told me too, like, the more pain you can endure, the more pressure we can apply, the better we're going to see something. So I was like, oh, honey, turn it up to a 30, you know, or whatever it goes to, because we need to see what's going on in there, and I will tolerate it. I sat for 12 hours to get this drilled on me, so it's like, I will take it. So, but yeah, it was just delightful. Let's just say that. So, but yeah, check your girls. I know it's not Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month for me. And maybe by the time you guys are watching this, it will be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So get your stuff checked. It's very worthwhile. So anyways, moving on. So that was one thing that kind of distracted me during the week. But I did, like I said, get 2 happy dances done. So I think I'm going to show you the happy dances first, just because why not, you know? So this first one, I was in a stitching lull on Maiden at Tubbataha, who's over here on the Loran frame. Whatever's on the frame basically is my primary project for the most part, but let's just say I took a couple side quests. So, but this is Maiden at Tubbataha. She's the one that's on the frame right here. And she's lovely and gorgeous, but I don't have all the silks that are in her coral around her. And I'm converting the beads, and there's a lot of beads in the coral. So I was getting in a rut where it was like, I don't feel like I can do this part because I don't have that silk. I don't feel like I can do this part because I don't have the silk, therefore I don't know what it looks like, therefore I don't know how to convert the beads that are right next to that silk. So I was getting into a spot where I was feeling like I couldn't get anything done but still wanting to work, you know. So I picked up a very overdue project, and I almost forgot I need to do some censoring, shall we say, not for anything grotesque or vile, but just for privacy reasons. I finally finished my niece's birth sampler. Very much overdue. There's the birth year there, if you can see that. My tradition with my nieces, I have 3 of them, was to stitch them. This is Victoria Sampler's heirloom birth announcement. And I started with the first one. I started the design the day she was born, and then I gave it to her that following Christmas. And I did that with the second one, but then I screwed up on this one. So a couple reasons I screwed up on that was the first, there's 3 girls, go figure. But the first one, I just did your basic white and pink, you know, whatever, girl colors. And then the next one, I thought, okay, don't want to do the exact same colors, but, you know, still something girly-ish, you know, whatever. You know, girls can have other colors too. Don't get me wrong on that. But, you know, I was just going for the pink. That, and I have 2 boys, so I never get to use pink, so I was like, okay, fine, I'm using some pink. So with the second one, I decided to do antique kind of colors. So I went with a antique raw linen, and then I used kind of an antique dusty rose for the flowers. And then with this one, I was like, okay, don't want to veer off completely, you know, because I'm just, for all I know, she's framing them all on the same wall. I don't know. So I thought, well, let's do peaches and cream. Peach is probably the hardest color to search for online because a lot of the LNSs were closing at that point and I was losing my stitchy bug. And so I was having a hard time finding a peach color that I liked. And whenever I was ordering them online, it was either too orange, too brown, too mauve, too pink, too something, and it wasn't peach, you know, which I will say, I don't think this is specifically peach either. It's pretty close. You know, it's fairly close. It goes with the cream colors though, and it was like, this is so overdue, I need to just get it done. So, but yeah, here's a closer look. There's the Hardanger at the bottom, and there's some beads and stuff. And these are road stitches. They're butterflies, and they are super complex, but once you get the rhythm down, they're pretty easy. I like stitching them with over-dyed floss because then all the different colors come out. There's some cut work here, some pulled thread work, some satin stitches, some more cut work, some more eyelets and white work, and then the silk ribbon roses and some beads. Now I probably copped out on the beads on this a little bit. I could have put more on there, but I just kind of got to a point where I was like, yeah, that's done. And it was rolled up at the time. I still thought I had beads to go down the bottom. So I went to scroll down to do them and then realized I did them already. And I was like, that means I'm done. Oh my God. Kind of like, oh. So I'm going back and forth on whether I'm getting this framed or whether I am going to try and frame it myself. I do want to do more finishing myself, but I can be a little bit of a perfectionist / procrastinator, and this needs to get done. I haven't decided if I'm just going to go and drop it off, sorry, better late than never type thing, or if I'm going to save it for Christmas. I feel like Christmas would be a little bit weird because then her sisters are going to be like, okay, she got something. I mean, I know they already have theirs, but still, you know, I don't want it to be weird. So I thought I'll probably just drop it off as soon as I get it done, you know, be sorry, better late than never. But I was very happy when I got that done. And I don't know, like it just, when I was working on her and was feeling stuck, I thought, well, I'm going to take a side quest. And I thought this one just caught my eye and I'm like, finish it. Like, come on, it was so close to being done anyways. So there was one thing. The other thing is super cool, and I posted this one on my Instagram. I finished the Halloween window, and this is 2 pieces basically. So here's the first piece. Kind of boring, simple little pumpkin, and this is on, I believe, Echo by Picture This Plus. Opalescent, because sparkle is our Lord and Savior. And here's the other piece. I gotta put it together. Let's see. I'm trying to show it to you guys the right way because I gotta line things up. This one I want to finish for myself just because I just want to do it. It's like I don't want someone else to get that fun. Okay, so let's see. There we go. It's a Halloween window. Dog is snoring. So there's some kitty cats, and I put some whisper in their tails. I don't know if you can tell that or not. I teased it a little bit. I only did one top cross with it. I am playing with where this pumpkin's gonna go because you notice if I center it, the paint's gonna cover his eyes. So I think I'm gonna offset it a little bit like there. That way you can see his eyes and his nose clearly. And then this little speeder man and his little speeder web. That spider web was actually a lot of fun to do. And fun fact, I went off on a whim and decided to try some DMC Diamant. Now, typically DMC is the devil when it comes to metallics, but you know, I thought this spider web called for a silver cord. And cord is kind of a pain in the butt to work with, and it bends a lot and it kinks up a lot. So I wanted to use something a little different. And I decided, you know what, DMC, I'm gonna give you a shot. And I actually really liked it. It feels nice. I mean, it does kind of splay. I don't think you can see that. Yeah, there you go. See, it kind of splays a little bit. But for this, it wasn't bad. So I haven't actually been stitching with it, you know, as in cross stitching. So I don't know if then it does that crap, because that's what the DMC metallics would do before. Like, it would separate and like just kink up and just be terrible. But for this little spider web, it was actually pretty cool. So I might give it a shot for later projects. But yeah, I'm excited for this. And I want to frame it. I bought some, basically some black foam core. And I figure I'm just going to like cut a square out here, stick it between these two pieces, because I want there to be a little bit of space. I don't want it like smashed right up against there. You know, I want there to be like a little bit of space, because I just like that look better. It looks more like looking into a window. Oh, and this is Hardanger. This, here's what this looks like without the backing. So yes, as you can see, I had to cut my fabric through here. It's fairly easy Hardanger wise. If you have any Victoria Sampler designs, like this piece here that I just showed you, this is Hardanger as well. Let me kind of pull the bottoms off so you can kind of see, because I forget, you know, sometimes you guys might not even know what Hardanger is. I get into a bad habit a lot of times where I just assume the people watching know exactly what I'm talking about. So please let me know if you don't, because I'm sorry. I always assume everybody knows more than I do for the most part. But so yeah, this is Hardanger. So basically you stitch, these guys are called cluster blocks. And I like to think about them as a little hand that holds your fabric in place. And then there's very specific threads that you cut within the cluster blocks. And then you pull, just kind of like pulling, you know, like a thread out of your fabric, like, you know, pulling one of these out. You pull the thread of the fabric out, and then you go through with a number 8 pearl cotton, or is it number 12? Number 8, I think. And you reweave it. And so this is kind of a basic reweaving, which that's what I did for this particular design. It's just kind of a basic reweaving. It's just, it's bigger, you know, than this one. And then there's fancy little things you can do. Like these are, is it dove's eyes that these are called? I can't remember. But those are fun to do. If you go on Victoria Sampler's website, they have these fun little kits. They're like step 1 through 3, like through 10, you know, like intro to Hardanger. And it's like you basically can make like kind of a little ornament, and it will show you a different stitch with each one you do. And they're like $10, and they're not that bad. So that's what I did when I learned it. And then I just did a bunch of other Victoria Sampler designs, and that's how I learned how to do Hardanger. It is very scary cutting your fabric for the first time, but once you've overcome that, then it gets a little bit addicting. Which there was one spot, I think it was right in here, where I accidentally clipped a thread I shouldn't, but I just kind of used the reweaving to hide it, basically. So that, and I knew a spider web was going on top of it, so you guys, there's like, I can't even see it. I know there's no way you guys are going to be able to see it either. I do want to kind of go up and clean up some of my, let me see if I can find something to show. Yeah, I think you can see it here. Let me get something to back up. But when you cut your threads, you want to cut them super close to the cluster block so you don't have the little ends sticking out. And so you can kind of see a few little fabric threads sticking out there. And that's because I had forgotten, because I hadn't done cut work for a little while when I did this, that you always want to keep the, at least in my experience, again, I'm not an expert, this is just what I do, so I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do, but you want to keep, when you cut, you want to keep the right side of your scissors up against, because it's going to cut cleaner. So what you don't want to do, I'm just going to face you guys, just pretend like you're the fabric. So you always want to cut with the same side of the scissors. You don't want to like cut over here this way and then cut over here this way. You'd want to turn and make sure the same side of your scissors is up against, because you'll get a cleaner cut with one side versus another, if that makes any sense. But I had forgotten that, so I've got a couple like little messy little bits, so I'm gonna have to go and fix it. Though I think it might, if I go to stretch it to frame it, I think that might fix it itself. So might not be a problem. If you like that design, I do think it is super cute. I did do a lot of changes to it. I made it super sparkly. So fabric sparkly. This orange metallic around the window, that was just supposed to be DMC. This part was just supposed to be DMC, but I had, and please don't ask me what this is. I don't know. I found a piece of it. Someone sent it to me like I had ordered something off Etsy. You know how sometimes people send you extra goodies. They had sent me this extra silk pearl cotton, which was super pretty. And I had pretty much just enough. Like I was saying a prayer when I was finishing these eyelets here. And I was so happy when I realized I was going to have enough. I had like just enough to do this. And I thought it blended well with this. This is a silk. I might be able to dig this one out. It doesn't have as much orange in it. But I thought it went well with that for these road stitches. And then instead, there was supposed to be some Smyrna crosses, which is Smyrna, if I'm remembering correctly, it's basically like a cross stitch, but then you also do an up to down cross. And since it was only like over 2 threads each way, I thought you're not even going to be able to tell that that's a Smyrna. So I decided I'm just going to put a bead there. So I added these purple beads, and then I changed the black work to a purple color that kind of matches the bead. And then I put green beads in the cat's eyes and orange beads in the bat's eyes. My dog has an itchy spot. Pardon her. But, and like I said, I put some whisper in the cat's tail. I don't think it shows up very well. I also only crossed the top. I didn't do a full cross, you know, and I think that would have made them a little floofier, but yeah, I think it works though. But I love this design. And this is the magazine that it comes in. So this is Cross Stitch and Needlework, October 1997. And let me show you what it would have looked like if you had not done the changes that I did. I guess this picture will have to do. So that's what it looks like. So there's lots of just green and orange. So, but yeah, which looks like they offset theirs in the picture too. So that or it's taken at an angle, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, fun design. Happy I finished it. I started that last spooky season. I remember I was watching the original 1978 Halloween movie while stitching that, just because I thought that was appropriate. So yeah, that's my 2 happy dances. And I had borrowed a tradition from another floss tuber, Kyle from Stitching and Sound, does a shot for finishes. And I thought about doing that, but when I started filming, I realized I forgot to bring anything alcoholic in here. So I think I am just going to shoot my Blackberry Izzy that I had. I had Chipotle tonight, and I like this with Chipotle. So that one's for the Halloween window. And that one is for Heirloom Burr Sampler. Good stuff. So, yay, happy dances. Okay, so a few other things. Since I had the booby scare, I kind of went shopping to relieve stress and to celebrate, I guess you'd say. And there was something I had listed in my eBay watch list. I had, you know, it's something I search randomly. And it came up and I'm like, that's a pretty good price, you know, like I'm thinking of it. Well, when I started watching it, then the seller made me an offer and it was lower. And I'm like, I think I will take that, because I was already thinking about it for the price that it was listed. So when they offered it to me even cheaper, I was like, okay. Teresa Wentzler's Enchanter Kit. Now this is out of print, and this design is one of the banished designs because apparently this bird creature is a dragon because it's breathing fire. And you know, all of her dragon designs are in exile for the most part. I have this design in the book 2, I think it is, of the Teresa Wentzler Best Of. But that book, the charts are not that great. And especially for him, because I did want to really do him, and he's kind of like up there for starting him soon. But if you can look, I don't know if this will show up. Probably not, but let's try. Teresa's kind of notorious for excessive amounts of backstitch. So you can kind of see how much backstitching is going on in this tree. The bird wings or dragon wings are very backstitch heavy. This background's fairly backstitch heavy. And in the book, when you look at this design, and it is just so light, and the backstitching doesn't really show up. And this might even, I haven't opened it yet, just because like it's unopened, so it feels so like, I don't know, holy. And I don't really want to open it just to look at the chart, but from what I can see of the chart here, I'm like, yes, I can see the backstitching on there. So mainly I bought this so I could read the damn backstitch, you know, because it is almost unreadable in the best of book. That, and I thought, why not? It's all the supplies, basically. I'm not using this fabric. It's an even weave, and it's a very chunky even weave. It's gray. I'm thinking I'll use just kind of a gray. I'm probably going to use an opalescent just because, I mean, it's wall-to-wall cross-stitching. It's not going to show up, but the little bit that will show up, I want it to look magical, you know? So, and I feel like sparkle does that. So that and opalescent fabric is my happy space. So let me have it. I do think I'm going to do something about his hair, though. Like, he looks like a beetle. Like the Beatles, you know? Like the little page boy thing just isn't really doing it for me. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just don't like it. It's too square. I don't know what I can do with it. I'll try something. But I really do love this little bird dragon thingy. I think he's really cool. So that, and I think it's covered in opalescent or 032 blending filament. So I think that'll look really cool. But yeah, I treated myself, and the price wasn't bad. It was like 60 bucks or something. And I'm like, that's about what this kit probably would have cost, you know, and it's out of print and you can't find it. So, I don't know. If someone wants the fabric, let me know. I ain't going to be using it. I need to just have like a even weave Ada off sale, which I do like some even weaves, but that one is just, what count is it? Is it 28 count? Does it say 28 count? Yep. I mean, I like 28 count on linen, but for some reason on even weave, I'm like, that's too big. It's practically Ada. I don't know. I'm weird, but some more shopping I did. There's a fabric dyer that I've shown pieces of before, and her name is Oksana Lopatina, and she has a eBay page, and occasionally she'll post things on like some of the Stash Unload type groups. But now she has like this logo. So I'll just show you this piece here. Crazy hamster. And I really like her fabrics, and she posted some stuff on eBay, and I just kind of went shopping. And this piece that I just showed you, I really like this piece, but it's kind of a departure for me because this is a 36 count linen. I usually don't use pieces that big. But what drew me to it is, first off, it's opalescent, and I haven't seen her do opalescence before. I also really like the color. I guess it's kind of showing up. It's got a little bit of sea foaminess to it, a little bit of green, gray, and it's very stripy, which I like. And I immediately thought, because I thought, you're not going to buy that fabric just because it's opalescent, which, watch me. But, I immediately thought of a design, and I thought, you know, the thing that was making me pause on it was that it was 36 count. But then I thought of this Quaker Gone Haunted design. And I thought, you know, something like this won't be bad on a 36 count. And I think these colors will look really good on here. So let me just pull these out. I'm missing one, but it's like a very dark, like black. Not full black, but like pretty dark, like maybe blacky brown or something. So I think that'll look cool on it. That, and with this being kind of like a cemetery type design, I think all the little stripy bits are gonna look pretty cool. I do need to double check sizes though, because I'm not fully sure. Though this was stitched on 36 count, so maybe it'll be okay. 193 high by 190 wide. I think that'll work. So, but that's what I thought of for this fabric, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to buy a 36 count linen. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it doesn't look that bad. For some reason I was thinking it was going to be like super teeny tiny. So, but we'll see what we do there. I do need to see if that silk is available. So there's that. And then I got some more pieces from her. And more opalescent. And this one, actually, well, I mean, they both kind of work. This one's a 36 count opalescent as well. And it's just this very fun purpley brown color. And I kind of think maybe this design will look cool because I was, these designs are kind of similar. Here, I'll just hold them up side by side. So I've got this Nevermore Edgar Allan Poe Quaker design and then this cemetery one. Now I want cold colors for this and warm colors for this. So I think maybe that might be cool, just depending on what these colors end up looking like, who knows. But I think this might look pretty cool. I'm also entertaining doing like the Halloween fairy by Mirabella on this, because I don't like the brown fabric that came with the kit. So maybe, who knows. This next piece would also work for her. This is a 32 count though. And I definitely was thinking Halloween something for this. It's like a dark purple, brown, and some greens. So I think something Halloween will look cool on that. And it's a 32 count. It's not opalescent, but I just like the color. And the thing about her stuff is the picture she has is of the fabric. And it's not like a regular fabric designer where the fabric has a name and she dyes them and you can order that color. These are kind of one solos basically. So when you see something you like, you get it. And I have a few pieces of hers that I really like. I'm doing Tribal Queen, aka Gypsy Queen, but we don't call her that because it's a racial slur. And then Renaissance Mermaid. I'm doing both of them on a piece of hers. And here's another piece I got. This is an even weave, but it's just so purple. Like, I like it. And this is 28 count Monaco. Again, thinking maybe Halloween. I think maybe some pumpkins would look good on this. So, again, not opalescent. I don't know. Does Monaco come in opalescent? I don't think so. Could be wrong, but... Okay, and then I went bead shopping because I needed beads for her. I also needed some beads for, which I'll just show you this real quick just because it'll be quick. I need some gray beads for Queen Mermaid for her conversion. I'm not working on her right now, so I'm not dumping all these beads out and finishing the conversion yet just because I'm not working on her right now. So I've just put them all in here and I'll probably throw them in the bin with her and then pick stuff out. A few things I was doing with that order is I was ordering a bunch of stuff for Maiden of Tubbataha, and let me just show you them piece by piece. I've got them in like little piles, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to finish converting her beads. You can kind of see the start of that process on my last this is how I do it beading #2 video. But I went shopping for some pearls basically. So I grabbed Swarovski pearls, and I like these. They look very pretty. I got some Rocal #8 Delicas, which these, they're a little too like square, like skinny. They don't have a round look, so I don't know if I'll use these because usually when I'm using beads like this, I want it to look like an actual pearl, not a square bead. And then I got some smaller Rocal Delicas, big old container of them. But I'm thinking these might work because I was using these like maybe instead of Mill Hills. And I do so many mermaids, like I need a big thing of pearl beads because which I think these aren't enough because she uses a lot of, I think this is what I'm using on her, but she has several of these type beads on her. So I think that's what I'm going to use. And then converting her is so tricky just because like there's so many fun options, but again, it's like I'm missing some silks. Once I get those silks, I don't know what I'm converting. And then I'm running into issues too, which I talked about this on the beading video, where like the called for bead is just too green. Like there is none of this color on her. So here's pretty much all the range of what I'm looking at subbing it with. And basically it's just a matter of which one do I like the best. And then this one goes on the coral, but I'm not loving how it's looking at my fabric. It's looking very flesh colored, and I don't really like that, which again, I don't have the silk that it's next to, so I don't know if the coral is more orange or more purple, or if it's a combination of the two. But some colors that I'm looking at replacing it with that aren't an exact match, but I like how they look on my fabric, are these. So I'm thinking of maybe going purple with that. And it's funny too, because I have these different piles and I'm like, oh, hey, these are kind of close, but these are darker than these. But these are what I have lined up for a possibility. And these are frustrating me because when I look at these ones, here's the beads that I'm converting. Just like some pearl pinky ones. And these I think go in the coral. And when I hold them and look at them, I'm like, okay, this one is closer. But then I hold it on my fabric and I don't like how it looks on my fabric. So I will pick the one that looks better on the fabric, but here's kind of the range that we're looking at. So you can kind of see a little variety I got there. I love converting beads. I have a lot of fun with it. But I'm also a procrastinating perfectionist. So basically I've only got 2 beads nailed down for sure. And then this bead here, this is a clear bugle bead. I've got a fun bead for that. Basically, bugle beads are them long, skinny beads. These guys. And this is basically the bead that is called for her. It's clear, AB. It's pretty. I got this huge box. These are Ming trees. These were like $2.50 or something. So I got a couple extra colors, because why not? So I got these pretty blue ones with an AB finish, and then I got these lovely purple ones with an AB finish. How fun are those? Yeah, it's like the disco again. So I got those, but then as I'm looking at, you know, and with bugle beads, I don't care what brand they are because they're all basically the same. You know, it's a long, skinny bead. It doesn't have to look a certain shape or anything. They all look the same to me. But then I stumbled onto these. And basically, they are the same as these guys, but they're twisted. So they catch the light a little bit better. So I'm like, you know what? I think I like that better for the coral. So this is probably what I'm going to use. And these are, I like to pronounce things funny. Sometimes I call these dinamites, dynamite, by Matsuno of Japan. And they're 6mm, which is the size that I needed. Or 1/4 of an inch, whatever. So, but I think that'll be fun. And I'm excited about that. And let me show you where I am on her. And also, I am in the process of rotating off of her. I've gotten a lot of progress done on her. I've been working on pretty much only her for a little bit. And I've reached the point where I'm like, I'm ready for something else. And I was going to finish her hair, but it just struck me. I'm like, I'm ready to move on. And when my stitchy bug says move on, I listen to the stitchy bug. So there's that. But here's where I got on her, and I am loving how she's looking on my fabric. And it's funny. Most of her, the stem of her tail, I like to say, is pretty much done. I just need to do the beads, but I was deciding to wait on beads since I was ordering stuff. And then I thought, well, okay, I'll do some coral. Well, then I soon figured out most of the other coral around here, I don't have either the silk or it's a lot of beads. So I was like, well, crap. Okay. Well, let's work. I decided I wanted to work up instead of working down. because I still haven't done the full tail part of her tail. So I thought, well, I am doing her skin over one, and I don't want to just start the over one. So I thought, let's get her cups, her booby cups done. But I also don't trust my counting, and I am too lazy to grid. So what I decided to do is I did this little patch of her hair and counted from here, and it runs into boob. So from there, I jumped onto boobs, finished them, but then I don't trust my own counting, so I decided I'm gonna do this little bit of skin so that way I can double check my work before I, you know, start going crazy on hair and a bunch of other things. So that's what I did. I just did that one color, and then I'm trying, there's this technique, I don't even know what it's called, but basically when you do the over one from what's gridded over two, it can make it look very blocky. So some people call it the every other method or the stippling method or something. But basically you kind of fudge where the squares are. That way the blends are a little more even. And it's my first time trying that. And I haven't switched colors yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I was kind of, I'm already liking like how this looks. It looks very less cubey and pretty smooth. So, but you can kind of see where her arm is going to go. That's where her hand is. And this is the side of her face. And if you look close, you can see her eyelash. She's got another eyelash in here, but it's too, I don't trust my counting with over one. So I'm waiting until I get a little bit more hair done before I add that other eyelash that's hanging out there in the middle. So, but I'm excited with what I've got done on her. I mean, I've got a little bit more down here. Yeah, I'll scroll down and show you, I guess. That, and you can see more of my fabric because it is so pretty. That's, I think, one reason why I stayed working on this design for so long. I was just so excited about the fabric. It's just so pretty. Okay, so here's as far down as I got there. But yeah, I'm enjoying her. She's very pretty. And yeah. And you may also notice, maybe I'm being presumptuous, but I don't have as many Clay by Kims on her right now. That's because I knew I was rotating off. So I kind of removed most of the Clay by Kims that were sitting on there, except for my 3 new ones, because I figured I would show them to you. So that's what I will do now. And it's kind of ironic timing on the first one I'm going to show you, because I can't remember if I had found the boob issue before she posted it or not, but let me see here. Let's just use this. But she announced it, and I was I know what y'all are gonna say. She came out with pink peacocks, and Lori, don't you hate pink? Well, not when it's a peacock. And I somehow managed to grab one of these too. I don't know how that happened, but look how delicate and cute that is. Focus, will you please? Focus on the cuteness. Oh, I can never get this to show up proper. But I thought it was kind of fitting, just because I'm like, you know, since my little breast cancer awareness peacock dragon. And I think she's kind of like a little Vegas showgirl. But yeah, I just really love this one. And I was very happy that I managed to grab one. Because, you know, it's hit or miss with them. There is no real trick. A lot of it's luck for the most part. And I got very lucky being able to grab one of these things too. Like, what the hell? I was not expecting that. And then after that, she announced these tropical orange dragons, which I was super excited because orange is a color I am lacking in my collection. And I love everything tropical. So yeah, she is so pretty. I was very happy to catch her. And oh, this is something weird too. It's got a little mouth. Look at that sweet little thing, which this one's got a mouth too, because I noticed it. I noticed it on this one first. And then when I took this one out, I noticed she had a mouth too. And then of course I went back and checked all of mine, and this is the most recent one. Oh, can you see? Yeah, she got a little mouth. So this is the oldest one I have that had the mouth. So I think it's kind of a new detail she's adding. And I like it. I think it's super cute. It's subtle, you know, like you can't see it from here. You can only see it from there. Look at that little face. Isn't that sweet? So cute. I do have another one on the mail. She posted sunflowers. She's been doing sunflowers on and off almost all summer. And the first time she posted them, I was just kind of like I need more yellow. That's a dragon I need. If she would just come out with like a yellow dragon, I'd really love that, because I don't have very much yellow. I mean, I have bits and pieces of yellow here, like in my pansy dragon has a little bit of yellow, but not a lot of yellow in my collection. Not like an exclusively yellow dragon either. And sunflower, I guess, is close, but the sunflower's bodies were green, and I'm pretty sure green's her favorite color, because that's like the type of dragon I almost have the most of. And even if the dragon's not green, there's usually some green in it, just from like the leaves and stuff that she adds. So I was kind of like, you know, like, I'm not sure. Well, then she posted new sunflowers. Some of them were new, at least. And these ones, instead of having a green body, they had a kind of a goldy brown body. So they look like fall sunflowers to me. And I was like, I am interested in that. So when I showed up to the sale, I was like, I want a sunflower with a gold brown body. And so that's what I saw, and I managed to get it, and I was very happy with that. So yeah, be happy with what you get with her, because yeah, we're all still crazy addicts, just can't get enough of them. Yeah, and I'm getting very close to that year mark. The year mark for me will be when she comes out with Yule Dragons again, because she kind of recycles themes a little bit. So when I finish my year, I'll do a collection video for them. So, because I've been very lucky this year. Like, if you look at where I was last year with them, I think I had like 4 or 5 or something. What time was it? Like, yeah, I had 4 or 5 last year, you know, and now I have a lot more than that. So I've been very lucky this year. But yeah, I really like her stuff, and I'm very excited for fall dragon stuff, because fall's like one of my favorite times of year. Even though, like, right now I feel like fall's coming too fast. I haven't got my summer out yet, so, and I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Me and the kid are leaving next month. It's another thing I was going to talk about. Me and my kid we're going to Florida next month, so we're going to get our vacation on. I've got my stitchy design I'm going to take with me, and I think I might take 2, just because, like, even on a small scale, I feel like I need a rotation. I'm ridiculous, I know. But, so I'm taking Kikimora, and I still haven't gotten a bag for her. I keep meaning to. I did pull my tiny little Q-snaps out, and I'm going back and forth whether I want to bring the Q-snaps or if I want to bring a hoop. When it comes to small stuff, I kind of prefer hoops, just because it's easier to move your spot on the fabric, but I don't like how it dents up the fabric either. So this is also heavier than a hoop, you know, and a little bit more bulky, I think, in my bag. And I tend to be a bit of a minimalist when I travel, because I have spent a month backpacking in Asia before. And when you carry a bunch of stuff, you don't want it to weigh that much. So I'm going back and forth on whether I'm bringing the Q-snap or the hoop. And I'll be stitching Owl Forest Embroidery's Kikimora, because she's a swamp witch, and I'll be down in the Everglades where it's a little swampy. So, not really swampy. I'm not going to nerd out and be like what ecosystem a swamp is versus the Everglades, you know, but I've also thought of bringing like a small Teresa Wentzler dragon too. So we'll see what I end up doing, but it is getting kind of close to that time, and it's been getting colder here, like colder as in you wake up and it doesn't feel like bath water outside, you know, which makes me sad, because I love it when it's warm out, you know, like I am cold-blooded. I get cold very easy. So I love when it's hot out, and yeah, I'm not ready for summer to go yet. I love fall, but I don't like what comes next. So it's kind of a very bittersweet time of year for me. So, yeah, and I'm also wanting to get into some fall stitchy stuff. Like, I think I'm going to pull out, when I rotate off her, I'm really feeling a chatelaine, and I'm going back and forth on whether I'm going to pick up either the Deep Blue Sea or Serengeti or even Misty Morning Vineyard. I think I'm going more for the former too, than I am Misty Morning Vineyard. Or if I'm going to start the autumn banner, which I've been meaning to start that for a while, so I'm very tempted to do that, especially with fall coming. So it's getting me in the mood. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll hopefully have some more videos for you, especially because I'm going to be on vacation at some point. I have thought of maybe vlogging a little bit while I'm down there. I don't know if that's a thing you guys might like to see, so I don't know, but I'm willing to try it. You know, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be good at it, but I can try. So, but yeah, that's basically it. If you guys want to keep up with me, follow my Instagram. It's Sharky Stitcher, just like this channel. I post on there a little bit more just because it's easier, you know, just to take a picture of something and post it, you know, versus shooting a whole video and then reviewing the video, making sure, you know, the sound's not messed up or anything like that. So it's just easier to post on my Instagram. So if you're wanting to keep up with what I'm doing, then Instagram's the place to check out. And yeah, I will keep you guys posted, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.